Hi, Miss Deb here, and today I'm going to show you a book and read it to you. It's a book called The Perfect Little Machine. It is made by the artist Lance Letzscher. So you see by the cover what he's doing a collage. Collage is when you cut lots of pieces of paper. It may have a letter in it, may not have a letter in it. You can just use colors. And he is creating a whole artwork by gluing on different kinds of paper. So here you can see that it's a bucket. Bucket is kind of dropping stuff, so he has used like smaller pieces of paper and making bigger. And so it's like spreading out all over. So this book is again called The Perfect Little Machine, and he's also done that by putting in papers, like adding different letters in there. Once there was a boy whose head was filled with ideas. He loved to draw and think. Now you'll see here that even these letters, the sentences are made out of cutting out letters from different magazines or books or something like that. And here's an artwork. Now here's an artwork that he created. You may be able to notice something that's familiar to you, or you may not be. It's all up to your imagination. I can see some legs here and some laboratory experimental equipment here, but the rest, it may look like something, but it is used for something else. When he had a really good idea, he would try to make or build it. So over here, there's another artwork. I'm not sure, since this is all abstract, I'm not sure if he has not explained, I'm not sure what he is trying to do over here. He had a little hut that he made out of things that other people threw away. So I can see he made a hut with things that other people threw away. He used it as a workshop. There you go. And then he went there when he wanted to concentrate. So first he made the plans, and then he put different colored papers to concentrate and make it look like a railroad tracks or fences and a hut. But this is not quite abstract, because you can tell that this is a hut, these are railroad tracks, and there are fences over here. But I'm not sure what's in the background. They look like big wheels. But do you think there are such wheels in a landscape where they'll be so big? But he cut some papers out in round shapes and some into strips and connected them. It looks like almost like a big machine. I can see a tiny little porch here and a part of a leopard, body of a leopard over here. Oh, I just noticed in the background there's a glass of chocolate milk, I think. But on top of that, but it is not used for chocolate milk. There's another one, something to do with milk, and here's another one, a glass. But they are not used for those purposes. They are used for landscape, depicting something else. So you can try and think about what you can use to depict it in a certain way. He made a little walking machine one time. When it was done, he thought, it needs a pair of shoes to make it perfect. So he made some shoes which ended up looking like kind of ridiculous. So this is the walking shoes over here, walking sticks and with shoes, wooden shoes at the bottom. So I think he used like old clogs from Netherlands. They wear such wooden shoes, and he covered them up with collage and different patterns and letters. What is interesting, I think, is he took that one and made artworks that is very abstract, like boxes and something. If he didn't tell you that this was supposed to be this, you wouldn't know, right? Also, look at the letters over here. Sometimes he's using uppercase letters in middle of a word. So you can do it like the time has an uppercase M, Made has an uppercase A. So he is experimenting with lots of different things, and it looks very colorful and nice over here. But doing that led him to another idea. He asked himself, if there is a perfect machine, what would it be? So he's trying to create a machine by just adding colorful papers and making a collage out of it. So this one kind of looks like a plan. If you look at this artwork, you will see it's kind of balanced. Like here, there's a lot of busy area, but there's like a not so busy area, but lots of blocks over here. And there are some letters, big letters in the middle. And what other principles and elements can you see in this artwork? I can see some lines, I can see colors, I can see textures, I can see value. Yeah, value means the same color but dark and light. Same color, dark and light. And I can see he has created a space. And for principles, I can see unity when the whole thing comes together. There's a balance over here. And there's patterns. Could you see patterns? How about contrast? Contrast means opposite, like something big, something small, something dark, something bright. Whatever you think can opposite, you can figure it out what is over here. So I can see a lot of those elements of principles of art over here. Actually, they're on all of his artwork. Now, he has created a big machine that looks like a motorbike. He really liked motorcycles. Could that be it? He thought about it very seriously and decided, no, even with the helmet, heavy boots, and the chest protector, they are much too dangerous. So he tried to put some color collages on top of a motorbike and make it colorful. He started thinking harder. See, this is a very good abstract art. And you can see that he has like movement, like your line kind of travels along with these lines going from, they're all connected. And he created a shape and a line and movement. And you can see other things over here too. Ah, look at this one. That's awesome. I see a lot of movement over here too. Do you think this artwork is supposed to be looked at like this or like this? If I look at it like this, you can see that there's a lot of pendulums hanging and as if they're moving side to side. So that way also you can create movement because some lines are going this way, some lines are going that way, and he's repeating those lines. It's like a pattern. So you can tell how you can create your artwork, even though it's abstract, it has meanings, and you can figure out all the elements and principles of art. Why don't you have some fun by looking at any artwork and see how you can apply those elements and principles of art in any artwork that you see. He thought even harder, and look at that. He created a border with, here they are all tires. There are also pictures of tires over here too, but in the middle he has interspersed with some other stuff. That there's a small picture of tires over here. And inside, all kinds of airplanes. He cut them out and he glued them onto a background of colors, like a sky color. Doesn't necessarily have to be from a sky picture. It could be from anything else, but ultimately ends up looking like a sky. But this is, would you think this is an abstract art or this is like a regular visual art, and you can determine what they are. Look at that. Tractors and rockets. These are machines too. This is a rocket ship, and there's lots of small rocket ships, and there is a tractor. Why do you think he made the tractor so small compared to the rocket ship? Then he thought about a really old machine that uses wind power to do various kinds of work. So I think he's thinking about a windmill. Can you see the windmill over here? and this is the main part of the building, and this is the big, those, the middle part, the fan part. Here in this picture also, you can see there is a center, the focal point. There's another principle of art. Focal point, or when you make something really big and in the middle, what is the word for it? You can figure it out. So there's a windmill right in the middle. And that's the focal point. When you look at it, because everything kind of has similar, even though it's very colorful, it is kind of similar, and in the middle there is kind of a windmill. There's not much color around it. The word I was thinking of is emphasis. So emphasis is something where your eye goes first when you're looking at a picture. So here my eye is going in the middle because this is very subdued and not as busy and colorful as the rest of it. And he created a contrast. There's another principle of art. Contrast between the colorful, like a grid pattern around it, and the emphasis in the middle. It doesn't have that much of a brightness around it. Here's another windmill made out of collage. So look at that. All kinds of paperwork, things. Oh, could this be a part of a label from a Coca-Cola bottle? What do you think? He's finding his materials anywhere and everywhere. Some could be drawings, some could be artwork, some could be big photographs. And he's making them like a windmill over here, and this is if you squint your eyes, you'll see he has used very similar colors to make his building, the main part of the windmill, and in the background he's kind of chosen all shades of blue to create a contrast between the windmill and the background. And in the bottom part, to make it look like a ground, he has put lots shades of yellows over here. If it's shades of yellow, the word is value. I love this artwork. Look at this one. He thought of a city on wheels. Does it look like a city on wheels? So you can see that he has like a circles around here that he kind of depicts as wheels. And these look like very tall structures or buildings. But even though it's upside down, it kind of looks like city on wheels. I love this artwork. And he has repeated lots of those skinny lines, and these are all collage, so these are all made out of cut paper. He cut some papers really skinny and made something out of it. All of a sudden, he had a weird idea. What if things in nature are actually a form of machine? Like a tree, for instance. It uses sunlight, rain, and nutrients from the soil to make fruit for us to eat and oxygen for us to breathe. Can you figure out where the trees are here in this picture? Just squint your eyes and you'll be able to see the tree a lot, because even though the pieces of papers are square, it is generally in the shape of a tree. That is a very incredible machine. Look, there's another tree. So this part is the tree trunk, tapering at the top. This part is the soil, and then he has used all kinds of papers to make the other parts of the tree. Then he thought and thought. So while he's thinking, he's creating lots of different artworks in collage. Gluing on paper on top of paper and making it colorful. And here also I can see balance. This part is not as busy as this part. So it's kind of going in a curve like that. And I can see that most of his artworks are very colorful. You can limit your color choices and you can see where it takes you. It really would be striking if you can limit your color choices and use the black and white prints and see what happens. And see, there's another machine over here, so that he's thinking and creating lots of different machines. Oh, look at this one. He had so many ideas that he had to arrange them into categories to avoid confusion. So this is all made out of different boxes. He has not named it though, so I'm not sure what it is all about. maybe some machine. He thought so much that he fell asleep. Can you see the landscape here? Here are some buildings. There's a train tracks kind of going like that, vanishing into the horizon. There's another one over here going like that. There are more buildings. There's a tree over here made out of like square pieces of paper. So everything is cut paper and collage. The word is collage. There's a staircase made out of collage. But what he's not doing is he's not creating something abstract, even though he's making a collage. Then he had a dream about a little building that good ideas flow out of. So he's building a little building where ideas are flowing out of. Like a burst like that. I think he's creating a lot of movement with the way he's gluing on the papers. Next, he dreamed about a machine that made beautiful works of art. Look at this one. It is so beautiful. The machine is making art. Can you see the contrast? Some very colorful areas, some not so colorful areas, some very dark colors, some bright colors, small shapes, big shapes, balance, texture, pattern. There are all kinds of things in here. Finally, he dreamed of a device that could write all kinds of books. So he made a book cover out of a collage with all kinds of, the letters are very abstract because by looking at this, you know what sound they make. That's an abstract thought. So this is perfect. Using letters in your artwork is perfect. So to create an abstract artwork. Then he woke up and wondered what the different part of the dream meant. What can write a book or paint a picture? Can I do all of those things? Then he knew the answer. There's another artwork behind the thing. So many. This is the cover art of this book. Can you think what might it be? So see here, you can see the thoughts are scattering, floating in the air and scattering. So by placing the papers in such a way, he is giving you an idea how you can create movement. Like this looks like it's floating away in the air. So these are all verbs and adjectives. So you can think about that when you're creating your own artwork. So that was a question he ended with. He says, can you think what that might be? You writes a book and creates a painting, or writes a song maybe, discovers machines. Who could that be? So that's an open-ended book question that you have to answer. I just wanted to show you how you can create a whole artwork with collage. So this is a wonderful book. Oh, see, here's all the list of all the artwork he did, and they have names like walking machine, moonwalker, little walker, Mr. OK, complex machine, the perfect machine. Here it says the back cover, it says listening device. So the back cover is the listening device over here. Okay, it said there's another one. The front cover says embarrassing confession. Does it look like an embarrassing confession to you? Yeah, because somebody is confessing that means somebody is spilling out all secrets, and they could be embarrassing. So it's just spilling out from a bucket. So he is creating like a picture, abstract picture of an abstract thought. So we are going to create our next artwork with collage.